What's up?
What's going on,
right.
boys?
Dropped frames. That's not good. There we go. Now the internet seems to be working.
Good.
How is everyone? We
What's
are
up?
right on time, neither early nor late.
That's right.
How is everyone doing tonight? Let's see who we got in the chat.
A minute. We are much improved from last week.
Yeah, I'm still sick, but I'm on the mend and getting better. You can probably hear it in my voice. But seriously, the tide is turning towards a new cultural paradigm, and it is glorious.
That's right.
Yeah. Dungeon of Terror is here.
Good to see you, man.
Is over? Is it over? Probably not. Will help now that Daggerheart is out and taking on board most of the weirdos.
We'll get into that.
Yeah. Crublord's here. Thank you for the $5.
Thank you, dude.
My party nearly killed Garfunkel 3 times, but the priestess kept bringing him back.
Why?
He is now he's now short a hand and several toes. I'm asleep now. All right, man. Also, can we consider a stretch goal for a pinup of the Sable Moon lass? Also, my players slew Peabody, Svetlana, and Peter all in one night. Nice. Very cool. We will consider.
We can consider that.
Yeah, we're creeping towards the first stretch goal right now, which is at $40,000 on the BloodMoor campaign setting live on Kickstarter right now.
Yeah, man.
Check the description of this video if you haven't gotten it yet. It is going to be amazing. We just got our Wraithholm map in last night.
Yep.
I got to put some hexes on it, and then throw it up in an update tomorrow. It's going really well. We're very excited.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you guys are going to love it. So if you haven't backed it, go back it now.
Yes, please do. And speaking of things to give away, we have...
Oh, that's right. I have a note about the giveaways. The last time we did a giveaway, we had 2 winners for Hell March, and I did get both of your contacts from you. However, since I had AIDS last week, I didn't send them out yet. So that's my bad, and I will be doing that on Friday or Monday
will be
as
coming.
usual. Yeah.
Yep. But today we have this box set, the BX RPG.
Oh, we got another super chat.
We won a few battles, but the war is far from over. These people are like roaches. They scurry into the shadows, but return when they see an opportunity.
That is an accurate depiction of them.
Right.
We'll get into that soon.
Yeah.
But if we reach our goal, we have, I think this was kickstarted in 2019. This is Pacesetter Games' take on BX.
Yep. Bill Barsh, I believe, did it.
Yep. And this has everything you need if you are interested in
old school fantasy. This
has the player's guide, Dungeon Master's guide, and several different adventure books, and I think there's a couple essentially zines in here as well. So everything you need to get started. It has some pretty cool art on the front as well.
The cover, it's like a wizard looking like scrying on basically that Errol Otis painting with the dragon.
And the dragon itself, what he's looking at is the cover. This is the cover of the DM's guide. He's looking at the cover of the player's
guide.
That's actually
which is very clever.
The scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is very cool. We will be giving this away.
If we hit the 20 super chats.
Indeed.
We'll call it 18 super chats because we already got 2 before the goal was set.
Yeah. Leave this down here for a second.
Yeah. Better with Bacon's here. Good to see you.
Oh, good to see you, man.
Dungeon of Terror, good evening. The Van, howdy everyone. How's the weather? It's all right here. It has not been a super hot summer. It's been very humid and lots of rain and thunder, though. Howdy, folks.
What's up?
Chubby Funster, I want to know what's next. I do too.
Everybody wants to know what's next.
Dad is here. How's it going, man?
Good to see you, man.
You can't handle what's next. Yeah. I'm back in time for them to not be on time. Well, we are always on time, just as we were tonight. You spoke too soon. You're damn right. Neither early nor late, my friends. Dungeon of Terrace has been nice and warm. Looking forward to cracking open a bottle of rum tomorrow.
Oh.
Nice. Early and straight. Gnomes are the worst.
So true.
Yeah. Primeval Fantasies
Good to see you,
here.
man.
Good to see you. Andrew says the culture war is not over. We just aren't on the retreat anymore for the first time in over 20 years. Keep advancing. Magnificent Devil. It's nowhere near over. Don't get complacent. Declaring victory is very premature. A shifting tide in battle doesn't mean the war is over. Hi, at all. Is this the Wrong Opinion Saloon? Sort of. It could be.
You mentioned this before. What is Romstein?
What is what?
You mentioned this before. What is Romstein?
Romstein? The band?
R-O-M Steen.
Or Romance Braunstein? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm going to choose to believe it's the German band
Yeah.
that he's talking about.
Rammstein.
Yeah.
Rolling Stags here. Good to see you, man.
What's up? What's up?
Negative. Elves are the worst, but gnomes are a close second. Wingnewt's here. Good to
What's
see you,
up,
man.
man?
Nightmare Maniac. Good to see you guys live again, but the answer is no. Cultural victories need to be consolidated before declaring mission accomplished.
It is
Sorry.
insightful strategy.
Yeah.
Not incorrect.
Heck yeah, BLG time.
Yeah, man.
I know, yeah. We did not have it last week. We were both dying.
Yeah.
It was not good. I'm playing COD while listening to this,
Yes.
by the way. Surprisingly engaging while getting into gunfights.
Yeah,
nice. Just be sure not to say the gamer word. They work best from the shadows, the dark. Their poison and corruption is most effective for the underdog, unnoticed position. Thieves Guild Games says, I loathe everyone, left and right. Everyone is a mustache man. Now buy my giant lands. Yeah.
This man's plugged into the discourse.
Yeah.
Ranchen, I'm dumb.
Braunstein.
Braunstein. Yeah. Yep.
You mentioned this before. What is Braunstein?
It's something that Kelsey Dion invented. You'll have to ask her about it.
Oh my God, yeah. 100%. About to go on my lunch break. Lonely Friday at the warehouse. Gonna have a long lunch today. Nice.
Yeah, man.
And for those of you who aren't plugged into the Twitter discourse, the guy who makes the Giant Lands game or didn't, I don't know, just like melted down,
Crashing out
yeah,
bigly.
absolute crash out. I'm sure I was only able to pop into Diversity and Dragon stream for like 30 seconds last night, but I think he talked about it, so he's got the real lowdown on that if you want.
They need to get a people reproducing age to all die for piss roll, so they are reeling it down temporarily to trap them through male patriotism.
What is this?
What does it
Sounds
say?
funny.
They need to get with people of reproducing age to all die for Pisreal. So they are reeling it down temporarily to trap them through male patriotism.
Is this the what's the company's name again?
They need to get white people, not with people. White people of reproducing age to all die for Israel. So they're reeling it down temporarily to trap them
wokes,
through
the culture
male
war.
patriotism. I don't think that's going to happen.
This is a big and I think still ongoing, although in my opinion, clearly decided bet between Academic Agent and Aaron McIntyre as to why or will or won't they put the woke away. Come on, Biden.
Where is Vampire Livestream Part 2? We can do that. Yeah, the fixing vampire, because we didn't.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Not today, but
Not
we
today.
will.
Maybe next week. That
yeah.
might work.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Damn, I ain't home yet. Can't watch.
Ah.
Oh, what were you saying about Aaron McIntyre?
Oh yeah, they have an ongoing bet as to whether they will put the woke away, and they won't put the woke away They can't
They can't
fully put the woke away.
Nobody can put it away.
And this is evidence that the elites in power, the people in power, are not all powerful.
Oh, yeah.
And don't have free reign to
No.
do whatever is most strategically beneficial. Because
Right.
it would be beneficial to put the woke away in many regards.
In many places, in many circumstances.
It's not
but
that simple.
They can't do that. No.
They truly can't.
No group can do that.
Yes.
Hola. What's up, gamers? Hey, old mate. You'll make it in time for the meat of the convo for sure. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The culture war has been going on for decades.
One could argue at least a century at this point. A few turnarounds doesn't end the war. Normies will follow whoever seems to be in control. Well, normies will always follow
That's the only thing they can do.
whoever is in control. Regardless of who wins, that is always the case.
Good evening, lads. Finally felt it was time to support my favorite channel, starting an AXI campaign next month.
Nice.
Thanks to you guys. Fully aware I can win the prize. Don't hold being Canadian against me.
We won't.
We
and thank
won't.
you very much
Thank you, dude.
for those 27,
That's
29
awesome you're starting an
Canadian,
axe campaign.
Yeah, dollary dues. We support anyone doing an axe campaign.
Indeed.
We're going to be playing axe this Saturday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I have to just make sure I don't have anything planned on Saturday, because I was sick last week and couldn't GM.
And I'm going to be running my axe game tomorrow
Right, and then I'll be running my other axe game
on Monday.
Monday.
Or Tuesday.
Monday.
Good evening, Black Lodge James. The culture war is not nearly over, but it's clear that progs don't scare people nearly as much as they used to.
Agreed. Yeah. Thank you for the $5.
Thank you, dude.
Why is this one yellow?
I don't know.
Plixie Nixie. This is not a super chat, but it's coming up yellow in our chat. Counterpoint, you could put it away, but the question is how many right now would be willing to place their lives on the line to do it? I mean, that's
We're
a
a little
different
bit
question.
we're past that point.
Yeah.
Which is part of what the vibe shift is, and we'll talk more about this.
Yeah. No thunderstorm streaming tonight. Nope.
Thank
I wonder
God.
if this stream will be wonder-filled.
with the fucking White Boys Out game company. What's their name? Wonder something. The Giant Lands.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm extremely low IQ right now. Deep Gnomes. I'm not even going to attempt
Oh,
to
the
pronounce that.
Swerf Neblin.
I couldn't tell you.
Counterpoint. I don't respect anybody who has that name.
Matthew Pickard, if you want to know about Braunsteins, follow Dundermoose. And also, we have an interview with Jeffro from last year,
Oh,
I think.
don't think it's over. The View Alliance has been an interesting turn of events. Nice interview with Kelsey, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we also had an interview last week with Trevor Duvall.
Yep.
He came up and hung out in this room with us while we talked about the Broken Empires.
Yep.
It was an awesome conversation.
That one is yellow too.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
I don't know if that's
This
it
must be part of this.
subscribers, or
No,
I
it's like
don't
so
know.
there's this like top fans thing that they're doing now. I don't want to click on it
I
because it
don't
might
know.
make the stream fuck up. Who knows? But that might have something
we
to do
are.
with it.
Speaking of which, we are on Top Chat rather than Live Chat.
Oh, god damn it! All right,
Fixed.
what is this? Fan funding, super chats, channel memberships.
They've added new
I
features.
Wonder, I wonder if this will sort it. Oh, that makes it so much easier.
Yeah,
We now have a tab where we can see only the super chats.
that's gonna make
That's going to make things so much
gonna
easier.
make putting the wheel together easier.
Very much so. But back to live chat here.
Yes.
Okay.
Where were we? Oh,
Oh, we got another one.
Mandatory Neuralink would make field workers of the woke. House them in pods at night, feed them bugs lefties wanted. That fate for us, bitter medicine.
that is what the enemy wanted.
Right.
I can confidently say we have avoided that outcome.
Yeah. Okay. So let me. Okay, you could put it away. That was the last one we read. All right.
There we are.
Damn, thought it was going to be $20 even, lol. Yeah, I don't know. Evil never gives up, nor does it want compromise. Good people can never let up in standing up for their values. I do agree with that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Big true.
Avlok for $5.
Come on, Biden.
Okay, so it says Double A's bet with Oran is if elites, true believers, or Machiavellians and their political formula is genuine or post hoc.
Yeah, that's part of it. My view is that AA is he's been proven completely wrong because it was his position that the elites will put the woke away the moment it becomes expedient for them to do so, and we're way past that point.
Oh yeah, you can't just put ideology away like this.
I do like AA. The
Who's
populist
AA?
delusion. His handle is academic agent. His name, his very unfortunate name is Nima Parvini. He's even more unfortunately he's British, which is a big reason why he's wrong. His book, The Populist Delusion, is very, very good.
I have heard the name of that book. I have heard of it, so
Yeah.
I know things.
I know. Yes, I read that.
I don't see the culture war ending anytime soon. I do see it more of an online thing than offline.
Well, I mean,
I don't know, man. I think
it's everywhere. The distinction between the online and the offline continues to be more permeable
yeah.
every day.
Dollary-do sounds like Australian money, which we all know is upside down. That is
That's
100%
true. More
objectively
accurate.
correct. Yeah. You mean Wonder Bread filled. Yeah. The shift from want to risk your job to fuck it, I will risk it. Everyone will see the hypocrisy. Yeah, that for sure. W.R. Winter, good evening.
What's up?
Imagine this stream with no white people. The utopia it would be. Again, this is about the Giant Lands game.
Yeah.
I know my friends and I are certainly more radical than we used to be. Everybody is. And that's kind
Everybody has been.
Everybody has been. And this is...
Everyone who isn't asleep has been. You've been
Yes.
radicalized in either direction.
Either, yeah, that was going to be my
Yeah.
point. In either direction, we have bifurcated as a society.
Indeed.
We were talking about this a little bit earlier. It's like, I think a lot of you guys are right. The culture war is not over, but the
tone and the manner in which it was will be fundamentally different to what
Right.
it was during COVID, right after
Yeah.
COVID,
From
during
like
the Biden years, even during the
2014
2010s.
Yeah, 2014 to like 2022. That whole period was basically like this one side completely storming over the line, taking scalps as quickly and as hard as they could, instilling an insane amount of fear in people, and no one really knowing, like, who can I even say any thought
Right.
to without my life being destroyed. That part's over. Everybody has.
Yeah, we're past
the
that.
lines are so clear that this is why we don't generally argue about culture war issues. Like, we talk about it, but we're not trying to persuade anyone.
We're not
because
yeah.
First of all, we know, like, at this point especially, there is no persuasion on these issues. People
Yes.
have decided one way or the other.
The nature of the culture war, insofar as it will continue to persist, it is. I don't even believe either side. Both camps have their soldiers and their adherents.
Right.
That is not changing. Nobody is being convinced on either side at this point.
Yeah.
The trenches have been dug. And also, whether you're on the left or you're on the right, there is no broad expectation or intuition that territory will be captured on behalf of either side. It's just animosity. It's just
Hate.
It's just hatred.
Yeah.
And that is what is that's what will continue to fuel
Right.
the culture war or the conflict. But if you think, if you're coming from the left and you think we're going to retake the reins of the narrative, or if you're on the right and you think that we are going to take back the institutions and revitalize and make existing franchises good again, both of you are
wrong.
equally
The order now
wrong.
shifted even more so to the left, and we are tolerating still way too much things that are abnormal for any healthy, thriving society.
Oop.
Just wait for.
Yep.
Looking forward to your setting, Oyster and Cold.
Nice. Thank you.
Thanks. We're excited to get it to you.
The Overton window shifted even more so to the left, and we are all tolerating still way too much things that are abnormal for any healthy and thriving society.
I do not think that the Overton window has been shifting of late to the left.
No, I don't think he means of late. I think it was the left moved it so far to the left so quickly.
Sure.
Yeah. Looking forward to your setting, Oyster and Colt. Nice. That's awesome. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks,
We
dude.
appreciate that, and I hope that means that you backed at the Get Everything tier,
The big
on
boy
the
tier.
Kickstarter. Yeah, we're still. I don't remember. It's been more than 2 weeks at this point, so we're coming up very soon. I think within the next 10 days, hopefully within the next 7 days, our next print of Colts should arrive.
Yeah.
Which I think, no matter what that. I mean, it's going to be fixed anyway, but
Yeah.
if for some reason it wasn't fixed or something like that,
The danger
it would be time
lies
to
in the
release
fact
the
that the
PDF.
true believers are losing ground, which makes them very dangerous.
I disagree with this. It makes them more frenzied, for sure. But what a lot of people do not take into account and don't, I think, have the faith to believe, demoralization is real, even for the enemy.
Yeah.
It legitimately means something to deal a devastating psychological blow to them.
And the simple fact is they do not have the power to cancel people like they could even a couple years ago.
Absolutely, 100%.
Like, that is so done.
That's over. They can, they're not going to be able to do that again.
They can't simply destroy you like they used to. And that is a huge victory. But let's see, was there anything else? Let's see. But yeah, so it's not just about the demoralization. It's just that, like, you'll see them have, like, the tantrums are thrown. Nobody cares.
Right. Nobody cares.
It's like you can't manipulate people emotionally anymore. You can't do the emotional blackmail. People are really over that.
And this is, again, to your point earlier about why we typically do not directly comment on the culture war, and we certainly do not, and we do not advocate for anyone getting hysterical about
Our
what.
tactics to get everything sounded cool.
That's awesome. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
man.
dude.
We really appreciate that.
And thank you for the super chat.
Yeah.
The tantrums of the other side are ineffectual. I'm not going to say that they're purely performative, because the people who are crashing out most deeply do believe on some level. It doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter.
Right.
And the things that the things that they're doing, the things that they have done already to your favorite thing, that also has happened. There's no going back.
There's no going back.
There's no going back to that. Neither side is going to roll it back.
You can't unrape Star Wars.
True. It's very funny to think about that.
Once it's happened, it's happened.
Consider a certain political side as even less kids than the already low average. Correction will happen anyway.
I mean, hopefully, but at the same time,
What is
no
the-
one's having enough kids.
What's the assertion?
Consider a certain political side has even less kids than the already low average. The correction will happen anyway. So
This is true to a certain extent, but people put too much emphasis on the inevitability of us winning because of that. You're right. Nobody is having kids, but also left to their...
Cultural fatigue is real. Good focus on elf game.
yeah, we generally do.
Well, this is...
I am
I
fatigued
agree with
by
what you're
I
saying.
am fatigued by the culture war.
But this is the thing. It's don't just focus on elf game as a banal distraction from the discourse or the culture war as exhausting and frankly most of the times as uninteresting as that might be, because that's just distraction. It's a different kind of distraction.
Yeah.
What we've said many times before and are going to have a lot to say about in the future is just be conscious about where you put your energy, your time, and your efforts. That is of paramount importance.
There's a way in which if you become obsessed, and it's not just the culture war, but it's politics more generally. If you become obsessed with that, it is like an all-consuming negativity feedback loop in your life.
I meant more as focus on feeding your soul.
I meant more on as focus on feeding your soul. Yeah.
That I agree with.
I 100% agree with that. You definitely should be doing that. And yes, I think we're probably in agreement then on all this. It's you don't allow politics and being terminally online to make you miserable.
Don't allow anybody to dictate your
right.
Your emotional state.
Right. Smug atheist leftist is such a tired personality. The wannabe Bill Maher's are insufferable. Oh my God, yeah, I know.
Bill Maher is the worst.
Yeah. Right on, Buzz. There's a lot of great info, creative inspo, and tables aplenty. Heck, there's even your own class creation if you find yourself needing your own axe stuff. Yeah. Did someone say something about axe? Axe mentioned? Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, I skipped back a lot. While I wait for BloodMoor and Broken Empires, should I get Axe 2 or Horde Wars to mine for ideas? I can only get one. Already have Axe 1.
If you've got Axe 1, I would say get...
Yeah, I'd say get Horde Wars probably.
Yeah.
But if you love Axe 1...
Then you should get
Then
Axe 2.
you should get Axe 2. The Blind Marksman, yes, it's insane how easy it boils down to let me have fun and stop mucking things up for us all. Yeah. When you have laws is offline. Maybe. I'm not sure what that means.
What was this?
When you have laws is offline.
I don't know what that
I would like to have laws.
means.
We have laws in Texas, though. I was watching the Roll for Combat live stream on if Daggerheart can last past 1 year. It was a funny video. I don't know if it will. I think that people, because everyone is gassing up Daggerheart right now. Everyone seems to love it on YouTube. We have perused Daggerheart. It is better than Candela Obscura. Extremely, extremely low bar, though.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to be very unhappy with it over time.
Right.
I just see it like they say it. Representation matters. I haven't felt represented in a lot of modern media, so I haven't been buying it.
What is this?
We'll wait for Biden to say this, and then we'll...
My Bloodborne Zero setting game will now have a more Irish Gothic Celtic vibe since I wanted to keep the spirit of my culture alive like Tolkien did.
Cool.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
well, and we'll come back to that in just a moment. I just see it like they say it. If representation matters, I haven't felt represented in a lot of modern media, so I haven't been buying it. I don't think representation matters. I know what you're saying and what that feeling is.
Yeah.
It's because it's really not. It's not that there's no representation. It's that it's literal attacks on you. You know.
Sure. It's literal attacks on you, and also this is the thing from the other side. You really shouldn't be seeking or wanting representation
Right.
per se, is the media or the art or the creative product that you are consuming or
Good.
perusing,
Yeah.
is it good? By which I mean, is it conveying actual virtues and values?
Or is it even at minimum entertaining?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
because the problem with the stuff that is not representing, white guys or whatever,
Yeah.
it's not that there's no representation. It's that it's bad.
It's against you personally.
It's against you personally, and it's usually just shit.
Yes.
Like, it's bad on every, storytelling,
Right.
production, from top to bottom. The whole thing is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to just not like bad things.
Yeah, in fact, it is
Morally incumbent
it's
upon you.
morally incumbent on you to hate bad things.
Yeah. My Bloodborne 0E setting / game will now have a more Irish and Gothic Celtic vibe
Nice.
since I want to keep the spirit of my culture alive like Tolkien did. That's awesome.
There you go.
Why can't I scroll? Come on. There we go. Hello, boys. Just got my best friend to convince me to create my very own universe with the Mithras system.
Nice.
Nice. Do you mind if I nip the golem concepts from Cults of Zahak? Of course. That's
Of course
why we
not.
made it.
That's what it's for.
Yeah. And that is quite literally, it's meant to be used with any setting. We do have our own setting, but throw it in, man.
Yeah.
And it's also, Cults of Zahak is under the Orc license. So you can. I'm a Catholic traditional. Okay. I feel like we missed something that was in response to. Yeah, we missed a
here we
whole
go.
bunch. Here we go. If you're idea mining, the Acts 2 Judges Journal cannot be beat. That is true. It's the best book on game mastery that I've read, probably ever. The woke were engineered. It took years. They are tools of the elites used for social engineering purposes. It was a successful strategy. I radicalized into a woodland druid and Wicker Man fan.
The first Wicker Man is an amazing movie.
Yeah. The second one is an amazing movie as well.
Dealing with progressive raid commie arguments one-on-one, everything they say is a lie. They are not engaging in good faith.
Correct.
This is always the case.
Yeah, that is always the case.
It is never about truth. It is never about principles. The only principle is power.
Right. It's what do I have to say to make you do what I want?
Yep.
Nope, we got another one.
I wish there was initiatives giving kids healthy models and media cause they are the future and still awful models in all kids media that are still poison for their impressionable minds.
Yeah, I wish there was better kids media as well. I'm not super tuned into that, but I have seen some egregious.
One based that Biden and Ball agreed my super twice to representation matters. So let us represent heroes and morals in our stories
Yes,
again.
exactly.
Indeed,
I agree.
do that.
Right. Damn, chat's active.
Yeah.
Recent events have revealed how fake the left's position is and how unpopular they really are. That is true.
That's very much the case.
Oh, we got another one.
So much is astroturfed.
I used to have a rule about no politics or religion at the table. But when pronouns became political, I realized that the everything is political side made good grammar political.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is an evil thing
Yeah.
to make everything political. And people who will tell you that everything is political are psychopaths. Not everything is political. And it is okay to just enjoy things.
Right.
And to just...
The claim that everything is political is just a framing game of the left to turn everything into a battleground.
Right. It turns out when you attempt to make everything political, most normies will absolutely not join the side filled with bullies and perverts. That is true. I now know someone that has TDS, and it was recent. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, Thomas 777. Yeah, man.
Has a lot of good things to say about this. I don't know who that is.
He has a lot of retarded things to say too, but he's very funny. I do love Thomas 777.
Honestly, my belief system hasn't changed or shifted at all. It just so happens that my belief system happens to be seen as radical. All right.
My beliefs have changed.
Frankly, I would like to see more Tolkien-style media. Less luxury, more entertainment. And
Less what? More
less
what?
luxury, more entertaining, more Tolkien style.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Biden is evolving.
Thank you, Mr. President.
What do we want? More Tolkien.
I would like to see more Tolkien-style media.
Less allegory, more entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Tolkien was, of course, right. Allegory is a sign of a low IQ.
Yeah. Here we go. I think this is where
Looks like where we were.
I can concur with negative wisdom. The Judge's Journal for Acts 2 is brilliant. And many
Oh,
avenues.
yeah.
BLG has a video talking about it in the 2024 DMG book review.
That's right,
correct.
we do.
And it is escaping my name at the moment. There is a new channel, though, where this guy is making videos about Adventure Conquer King system and going over some of the classes, how to build characters, explaining some of the early concepts that you're going to need to know in it. Very digestible, very easy. I have, if you go to our channel and go to like the posts or community section or whatever it is, I have shared those videos, so go find them. I do apologize, man, your channel name is escaping me. Otherwise, I would be telling people to go subscribe to that. But go look for those videos and go subscribe to that channel.
Greetings from Australia.
Thank you. Good to see you, dude.
Holy shit, I hate being sick. Such bullshit.
Very true.
Oh my God. All right, let's see here. Oh, I went all the way to the top. All right. But the Overton window has shifted even more so to the left, and we're tolerating still way too much. Okay, so we already read that like a while ago, I think. I was a Bernie supporter, Chapo Trap House listener in 2016 and considered myself a left-wing person most of my life. The last 10 years have completely pushed me into borderline groyperdom. Wow.
Yeah.
I think a lot of dudes in my age cohort have a similar trajectory. Probably.
Yeah.
I wonder how much U.S. aid money Critical Role was getting. I don't know. Hey, man, if U.S. aid wanted to give me money, I'd take it. So U.S. aid, if you're listening. I prefer to think of myself as not more radical, but more tubular. Righteous, dude. Yeah. The territory is the mind of the future generations. That's always what it's been over. Yeah.
I mean, in part. I mean, but not exclusively that.
Yeah. Take a lesson from the life cycle of a forest. Eventually, it becomes too crowded and the canopy too high for the small trees to come up. Nature solves this with forest fire and the soil is rejuvenated. Blue oyster cult? No, shucked oyster and cults of Zahak. If I name my next RPG A Study of Transgender Goat Love, but when you open it up, it's just a normal RPG, can I still get USA aid funding?
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Probably last year.
Huh.
Okay. I thought there was another super chat.
Looked like something popped up on our
Yeah.
end.
Let me go to the super chat window. Fan funding. Nope.
Huh.
All right, that was weird. Of course, it's not going to tell me where we left off, though, so that was good. I'm pretty retarded. Chubby Funster was right. Daggerheart could use some hilariously lethal adventures. Maybe, but again, it's only lethal if the player decides to die. Bear the Gen X GM when he hears praise for Daggerheart. Why? I don't know. No idea they had ladies in the Marines. Out SF are still hawing about that.
Our special forces are still...
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Daggerheart exists for Critical Role to stream without pesky rules or cutting in WotC. Correct. Not that I think that they were cutting in WotC. Yeah.
I'm fully on board with them doing it.
Yeah. I think that it's a great business decision for them.
Yeah.
We have our criticisms of Critical Role, but none of them have ever been about the amount of money that they've made.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they have earned that. Star Wars deserves Spaceballs too. I don't know about that.
Man.
I think it's going to be fucking terrible. Mel Brooks is a fucking million years old, guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many more things do we need to come back?
Yeah.
Our side is intrinsically bad at this because it's normal or good to see and scheme over these issues. It's catchment is 22 for real, even so, culture war now, and forever stay grounded.
Our side is intrinsically bad at this because it's not normal or good to seethe and scheme over these issues. It's a catch-22 for real. Yeah, okay, so we're bad at it because we're not seething and scheming.
I disagree. That's not why we're bad at it. We're bad at it because most people on the other side intrinsically believe the framing of the enemy still, and are still enchanted by a 20th century myth.
Mm-hmm. Daggerheart is not for 5e gamers. They're going to regret the purchase and go back to D&D. Most of them will.
Most of them will.
Yeah.
Or just will stop playing.
They'll just stop playing.
Yeah. Most of them who buy the game, I don't think will even try it.
I agree. My Walkie GURPS game is repping the Anglo-Saxon fire. We have a culture, damn it. Okay. What was Walkie
GURPS
mean?
has a source book for everything.
Thanks, Malachi. If you want, I'm going to playtest it with guys on my Discord. Nice.
Cool.
Nothing to do with it. Will you ever do an autopsy on the 2024 D&D 5e Player's Handbook? No. No, I will not. It's just a bunch of classes and shit that I don't care about.
You never see any help for sound conservative media. We love to rot and fend for ourselves like the masculine or vets in society.
You never see any help for sound/conservative media.
Well, most conservative media deserves to be forgotten.
Right. It's like Vogon poetry and and Hitchhiker's Guide, you know?
Yeah. The idea is not to create conservative or right-wing
Based
media.
art, yeah.
Based art, based in red-pilled art. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the, God, what was it? It's Chris from, was it Chris?
Alex Schultz.
Alex Schultz, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready for some based
and
and
red-pilled
comedy?
Okay.
Okay.
It's so funny.
I have detected that this crowd may be based and possibly red-pilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Daggerheart will just sit on the shelf as people post on Reddit about how it's the best book ever created.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, this is true. This is also why it doesn't matter. Is Daggerheart woke? Is it not woke? Is it innovative?
I can tell you for sure it is 100. It is woke.
Sure, but like, who cares?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. This won't be remembered
Right.
in 10 years, in 50
Right.
years. It doesn't matter. It's not convincing anybody to play it. It's people who were already in the orbit
Yeah.
who are just fans of Critical Role.
And I think this
Who
guy.
cares?
I think this guy is correct that
Tolkien didn't hate Allegri, he was against bad Allegri, which all propaganda is Allegri
Yes.
instead of morality, virtues naturally emerge in stories.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think this guy is right though. 5e people are not going to like people who actually play 5e are not going to like Daggerheart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Critical Role tourists have played anything other than current edition D&D. I don't know. It kind of depends.
Also, again, it doesn't matter whether they have or they haven't. There's either people who were going to be interested in the things that you think are valuable and interesting, and there's people who were never going to be interested, aware, on board with those things.
Right. Currently flocking to Daggerheart, and so are the Dungeon Tuber grifters. I don't know. I don't think that they're flocking to it. I mean, most of the...
There's a lot of people talking about it
Yeah.
right now because it's something to talk about.
Our Queen Jenny D made a video the other day
Indeed.
about... I don't remember what it was about. But it was... she said something about how... Oh, it was about a rules light game that she played. and
Oh,
how
like a
she,
bookmark game.
yeah, it's like 3 rules or something like that. And she's like, I actually prefer having more rules
Yeah.
and like an ordered, structured thing. And she's like, that's why I like D&D. And maybe you'll like Daggerheart, but it's like, I don't think she's switching to Daggerheart.
No.
I don't
Nobody
think
is.
anybody is actually going to switch to that game,
No.
except for hopefully Critical Role. They should do that for their show.
Correct.
It will be good for that. Every accusation they make is a confession.
Yep.
Correct. They'll go back to 5e. Yep. Angel Studios has good stuff. Kevin Sorbo has Brave Books. And there's always old media. There is always old media.
Kevin Sorbo has a book company?
Apparently. Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, you don't need to make lay-based movie, lay-based anything. You can just make good stuff. Like, just make action stuff.
You can only make good stuff.
Yeah.
If you're not doing that, you're putting slop out there.
Right, exactly. You don't make right-wing slop to counter left-wing slop.
And this is
Just don't make slop.
The same thing is true on how we view and how you should view the culture war, insofar as it's still relevant or still a thing. Like we said at the beginning, nobody is even attempting to convince anyone else of
Anything.
of anything, of the other side, of anything. And what is going to happen is there will continue to be crash outs. There will continue to be true believers and holdouts. There's going to be tantrums. It's just going to be an increasingly irrelevant ghetto, creative ghetto.
Yeah. And you can enjoy the crash outs. Like you can,
And you should do that.
You should do that. But when they're crashing out, don't get mad at them.
Yeah, and when they do what they always do, when they ruin something else or ruin something that they've already ruined again, you can't be bent out of shape about this. And this is not the Stoics' argument.
Yeah.
Stoicism is an evil nihilistic philosophy.
Yeah.
This is not.
If you're being literally tortured, you should be upset about it.
Yes. Yeah. This
you
is
just
this
tried
is
not
not
caring?
this is
Yeah.
not the Con Inc. losing with dignity perspective here. It's you have
Just don't allow it to rule you.
yeah.
Yeah. Old media promoting positive values still exists. Yeah. Screw the new crap. Show them what's good and inspire them to make good stuff themselves. And make good stuff yourself. If you have any sort of ambition or talent, go and try to do that. Try to make good stuff. That's what we are trying to do.
This is also the thing. We've laid out what the culture war is right now,
Right.
and how it will be going forward. In a certain sense, the other side has lost forever.
Yeah.
But we have not offered a new alternative vision. So what is going to come next needs to be built
Yeah.
by you.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the opposite of what the other side has been doing.
Right.
It's not going to be, like you said, the lay-based and red-pilled thing. That's horseshit.
Yeah.
So
And that
build
doesn't,
what
like,
the future is going to be.
and obviously your values are going to shine through in whatever you make. So
Yes.
this isn't like saying like divorce whatever you're doing, make sure you don't have any values in it. That's not what we're saying.
That's
at all.
also impossible.
It's
That's
impossible. Yeah, and it's fine. Like our values shine through in our work. It's fairly obvious, I think, but we're not making propaganda.
Art should
Yes.
be made to express some deeply human truth. Putting ideology first will almost always be inferior, regardless of the ideology.
Yes,
Correct.
That's what propaganda is.
Yes.
And propaganda is not art. Propaganda is just shit. Mm-hmm. But here's an important question. Hi, planning a Shadow Dart campaign, obviously with the oyster included.
Hell yeah.
But how do I convince a girl, a homosexual, and an introvert to visit the oyster? Well, this is a very good question. And the way that we built the Shucked Oyster you don't even have to step inside of it for it to burn down
Yeah.
or for you.
It's not up to them.
Yeah, or for your players to be blamed for burning it down. Mm-hmm. We also, through the use of the random encounter tables,
Utilize the tables.
Yeah, use the tables
We're
that are in
going
there.
to see the rise of parallel economies of activists versus everyone else because they finally wished enough people into the cornfield.
Yeah, that is true. We'll get back to that in a moment. And thank you guys for your super chats. Use the random encounter tables that are in the Shucked Oyster, because the random encounters, they don't happen in the brothel. They happen in town and with the characters. And they're all little interesting things that will get your players interested in the characters that surround the brothel.
Right.
And, maybe they'll be enticed to go carouse there. If they do, that's cool. But like we said, the module's really not about brothel. The brothel is just a point that connects all of the characters. The characters are the interesting thing about the Shucked Oyster.
Right.
Understandable. I will likely put my games on Kickstarter if it's good. I have great people to give ideas and artists on my server to make the game look cool. Very cool. All right,
Excellent.
so I'm going to go down to these super chats. You son of a bitch. Here we go. We're going to see the rise of parallel economies, activists versus everyone else, because they finally wished enough people into the cornfield. So I don't know that we're going to see parallel economies.
I don't think
but
that's
I think
going
that
to
their
happen.
cachet, they burned all of their fucking capital, and they don't have anything to strong arm people with,
Right.
unless you live in somewhere like New York City or LA or something.
There will be places like we're seeing right now that will get notably worse.
But yeah, I don't know. They've burned all of their capital and they've pissed off enough people. I think that they're toast for the most part. Art should be made to express some deeply human truth. Yes, putting ideology first. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that was the one we got to. All right, cool. I saw someone also tagged us here. I agree. Make good games. Yes,
Indeed.
Exactly. Like Blackwall, who makes several good games. All right, coming back up. There is a niche way in which the statement "everything is political" is true, and it is never the way "everything is political" crowd mean it. Yeah.
Again, because everything is a bad faith argument.
Right. As a gay dude, just tell him it's a fun time. Yeah, exactly. It's possible. I've simply selected for more interesting, read Perverted Women. Shall I get the Acts 2 Player's Handbook and the Judge's Journal if I'm just idea mining as a GM?
I don't think you need the player. I don't think you need the revised rule book.
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff in it. I mean, I would say, you tell me what you think. Does Axe seem interesting to you?
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to get value from it? If so, get the whole thing.
Get the whole thing.
If you're tentative, don't get any of them.
Yeah, but I would... Here's the thing. There is plenty to mine from Axe, but simply mining Axe is a waste of Axe. Because the whole picture of Axe together is amazing. And each little piece is cool individually, but they all work together to make something even cooler. So it's I would get it and read it. But I think you're aiming low if you're just trying to poach ideas from it. That would be what I would say. Oh, let me scroll, you bastard. There we go. I cast Lesser Restoration on our BLG men. Yeah, we're still coming out of it.
Yep.
You let the NPCs that are in the book get them to the oyster. Exactly.
Yep.
I recommend Castles and Crusades for the Acts 2 curious who don't need as much granularity.
We did pick
We
up
picked
all
up-
the
yeah, we have the core
Castles and
books.
Crusades books. We will be talking more about that.
When we read them.
Indeed.
Yeah. I would say the Judge's Journal, but you might be surprised and want to include some player handbook mechanics. It truly has it all. Yeah, the thing is, most of the rule systems are actually in the revised rule book. The Judge's Journal is for the judge on how to run the game. and there is a lot of cool stuff in there. But it's an integrated whole. I bought Acts 2. It gave me autism. 10 out of 10. Nice.
Working as intended.
Yeah. The Gaming Gang channel also crashed out on YouTube 2 weeks ago. Just crazy ranting. That's awesome. Acts 2 is insanely good. That is 100% true. And I've been doing rereads of the revised rulebook and the Judge's Journal. And it's really, really very good. And I've fallen in love with it again.
Yep.
I was never into Chapo Trap House. I was and still am a Cumtown fella.
By that logic, everything is medical because it involves a human body.
Yeah. Everything is medical.
Everything is medical?
Yeah, it's like everything is political.
Oh. Everything is
you for the
physics. We're all
$5, yeah.
atoms.
Oh, well, we've blown past the 20 super chats. So
Oh, nice.
someone's getting a box of BX.
Nick Mullen is the only good thing to come out of Cumtown.
Yeah. What's his name?
It's amazing seeing Stavros.
Yeah.
What a freak.
Yeah.
I mean, he was always a freak and was never funny.
Yeah. It was always fat, though.
He was always fat, though,
Yeah.
which was proof from the get-go that he was the worst.
BLG doing the opposite of what the other USAID-funded NGOs have been pushing with my money. I'm here for it. Yeah. Maybe it was when Diversity and Dragons critiqued him. Many such cases.
Oh, the gaming gang?
Oh, yeah. Found it. Unscripted and Unchained, the channel that is going over Acts 2. Incorrect. It is not Unscripted and Unchained. Is that Bloodworth?
I thought the
I can't
gaming
remember.
gang is Bloodworth.
No, that's definitely not.
That's someone else.
But it's a different guy.
I'm working on a future clone, but completely redoing magic. I wanted to build systems back into it and add modularity. Also, base Garibay.
Also, Hail-based Garibay, yeah.
I'm working on a BX retro clone.
But completely redoing magic. Well, then the Judge's Journal is where you would want to look.
Yeah.
For building magic.
Yeah. And
it
100%,
is comprehensive.
with every day that goes by,
Unscripted and Unchained is Bloodworth. Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm not talking about Bloodworth. You are free to subscribe to him, of course, but that's not the channel I was referencing.
I'm recognizing my own hubris in not realizing how right Garibay has been about so much.
So much.
He truly is the ascendant left end of the bell curve. He is astonishingly accurate.
No. I don't think he's the left end of the bell curve, dude. He's just, like I've said, he's like some
He's a
weird
super-
tuning fork for like the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Or like,
I mean, he definitely is on the left end of the bell curve, right? That's his conscious self is on the left end of the bell curve. He's not a midwit and he's not a galaxy brain, but he is a spiritual vessel for the zeitgeist
yeah.
and of the collective consciousness.
Yeah. Garibay is so much more interesting than I ever gave him credit for.
Yeah.
Daggerheart is powered by the apocalypse that got curb stomped and beaten into a quasi D&D idea. There is a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom's Gaming Table. That's the one I'm talking about. Yes. Tom's Gaming Table. Go subscribe to him. What was this?
Where were we?
Most of those on our side didn't even realize the left had declared war until a decade after they'd done so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Fantasy Trip is greater than GURPS. I believe you.
Hell yeah.
Grognard has the correct answers. Could it be that we on the right have a positivity bias? The left is on lots of psych meds and miserable. They treat conquering us as their magic medicine in a bottle for their miserable lives.
We definitely do not have a positivity bias.
No.
If anything, it would be the opposite.
Yeah, it would be the
Although I
opposite.
don't even think that
It's the
analysis
perpetual
is
black
the, is
pill.
the right one.
But it is true that a lot of the left are on psych meds.
That is true.
A lot of people on antidepressants.
The two relevant problems on the right that are applicable to this comment, as I see it, is most of the right or enough of the right still believe in the fundamental framing and principles of the left and of liberalism. And it is every day objectively, obviously incompatible with reality.
Yeah.
But they're also, the second part is that there is no new guiding vision
Yeah.
that has arisen yet.
Conservative media is just reactionary garbage, nothing original, only meant to respond instead of create. Yeah, I agree.
Everything is astronomy cause we're all star stuff.
Because we're all star stuff. Neil deGrasse Tyson is entered the chat.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Perel, for the $2. No, our side is bad because everyone starts as a default liberal who believes the post-World War II myth about the end of history. This results in a lack of conviction and courage.
What's that? Oh.
A subscription.
Subscription.
Good art needs to be genuine, but more so to this conversation, the freedom to be genuine. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You do have the
How
freedom to be
crunchy
genuine.
is Axe? I like more rules light mostly.
Axe is not rules light
Definitely
at all.
not.
Like, not even a little bit. It's not super crunchy in the sense of number crunching. Like, you're not
Math that you're doing.
Yeah, it's very
the
simple.
table.
Addition, subtraction, very easy. It's not going to be
But there are
hard
a
in
number
that
of
sense.
different, there are a lot of procedures on the
Yeah.
GM side.
Yeah, and there's the scope of what the rules cover
Yeah.
is
Is
huge.
vast.
You can do basically anything you would want to do in a D&D game, and there's rules for everything. So there's a lot of rules. No
Yeah.
individual rule is all that complicated. I saw some of the GM side stuff was just say your magic is technology or make it cyberpunk. Total lack of actual care. Outside Critical Role made this, yeah.
Again, though, what would you expect? Would you expect anything different?
No. What is your elevator pitch for Daggerheart? I don't have one. Daggerheart is not innovative. Just watched Mr. Welch's video on it. He has a counter with mechanics from other games. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
of
mean,
course.
lots of games borrow from other games. I agree, it's not innovative. I don't know. It might be innovative in the way all the pieces are put together. But the thing is, the pieces that it has are pieces that I hate. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't like meta currencies and all, and like, you succeeded with failure. I hate that shit. Like, I hate it.
Yeah.
Hot take. People bitched about D&D 4e. Paizo made a business model around rejecting it. WotC threw it under the bus. And then Paizo and WotC lifted key concepts from 4e and people ate it up. Probably.
Yeah.
They should. We've said this many times. They should have just called it something else. It should have been like D&D Tactics or something.
Yeah.
Or Plate Mail would have been a cool name. Have two successful games instead of calling it D&D.
Yep.
It's not a game. It's Critical Role merch. It is a game. It's a game.
It definitely is a
It is a
game.
game.
And it's also, even if it was just Critical Role merch, or it is a game, it also being Critical Role merch, that's not a dirty secret. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Right. You say it won't be remembered, but Powered by the
The
Apocalypse.
elevator pitch for D should be down the shaft.
Powered by the Apocalypse is still a thing, and a lot of it survives on pandering to politics, not good game mechanics. Yeah, there's a lot of people that like the Powered by the Apocalypse like mechanics. I fucking hate them. I don't enjoy them. Which is unfortunate because I have started reading Blades in the Dark, and I really like the vibe of that game. And all the stuff in the beginning is very cool. It's like you play to discover the story. This is there's no, like, you are not as a GM supposed to be authoring intent. It has like procedures for the game loop and all of that. I was very shocked by because that's not at all what was the Candela game was like, which is like the exact opposite. However, the actual mechanics I do not like.
Right.
But I like the vibe of that game. I'm pretty sure Tolkien is quoted as saying, "I despise all allegory." Yeah. Daggerheart is just kitchen sink combo of stolen mechanics thrown together with a chunk of woke crap. Yep, got another one.
I'm just convinced that most people are too unprincipled tribal to engage properly with how politics is intended. They ain't bad, just not interested.
Yeah, which is why the normies will always follow power.
Uh-huh. Here we go. My money goes to good products that are also made by people who don't hate me. That's a good, yeah, that's fine.
That's a fine heuristic.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And correctly ordered. Good products.
Good products.
Yeah.
Yeah. Art should participate within the good, the true, and the beautiful, else it fails at being art. Seeing as how mankind ontologically participates within these same things, art is the most human act.
I'm not opposed to that
I'm
assertion.
sympathetic to that. Yeah. Jokes on them. I grew up on a farm. Being in the cornfield is great. Yeah. Activists don't spend money. The failed attempts at woke capitalism proved that. Activists don't spend money, but they can sway people's tastes.
Yeah.
People with money.
And activism only ever works if it has the tacit approval of the elites.
Right. Deep human truths are ideological positions. It's your values, which are ideologies that are expressed in your arts. It's turtles all the way down.
Failing forward mechanics are stupid. Play smart.
Yeah, 100% agree. I agree with the failing forward thing. With this, I don't think that.
I think ideological is the wrong word here.
Yeah.
Ideological
stuff is like systemic thought. Like systemic.
It's a systemic, dogmatic.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be dogmatic, but because it's like I do have a political ideology, which like I would say is like an organized set of principles and positions, things that I believe, but those I think in some way are derived from the things that I think are deep human truths, but the deep human truths, those are not.
They are more fundamental.
They're more fundamental. Yeah.
And human truths are not philosophies. I guess you might say with ideology, these are religious or more spiritual belief systems.
Right.
But the virtue and the value and the truth is underneath that.
Right. Here I am making a card game instead of a TTRPG, skating uphill. Yeah, and everybody go check out Mafia Blitz on Kickstarter, which is the card game. I don't believe the campaign is live yet, but you can get notified, as I am signed up to do. And follow Marky X on Twitter. Axe Player's Guide is great, but Judge's Journal is more useful to general audiences.
Yeah, the Judge's Journal is less specific to Axe. It's a more...
I mean, it's very specific to Axe, but the things it talks about are applied to every other game.
But it is, of course, less specific than the others
That's
to
true.
Axe.
Yeah. I be playing an urban fantasy homemade TTRPG for the last 2 years. After this campaign, I'll be running my own campaign. It'll be a monster movie. Nice.
Damn. Hell yeah.
Everything is tuberculosis. Stavros is still fat, will always be.
He always will be.
DM Bloodworth.
Garibay.
Have you considered you're the left end of the bell curve and he's the right?
I've reevaluated many things in my appraisal of Garibay.
Yeah. I love the basic expert's art, as do we. I don't know if I can afford him for the cover of my Shadow Dark book, though.
You should reach out to him and ask.
Yeah, you should reach out to him and ask. And I will say he's done 3 covers for us now, and he's worth every penny.
Yep.
And having a good cover is important. You should judge a book by its cover because that's what the cover is for.
Idea entered as the nature of space is void as omnipresent cosmic dust until plasmic storm binds it into complexness strands to form worlds.
What the fuck are you saying?
What the fuck? Where is the...
It's like way behind. Let me go to the super chat thing.
Off to bed, bugs, stay good, stay true, stay based.
We will, dude.
Always.
Thank you, dude.
Fell forward mechanics work just fine in Vim. It's too dead. That made it suck.
Fail forward mechanics worked just fine in VTM. It's powered by the apocalypse that made it suck.
Powered by the Apocalypse is orders of magnitude worse.
This one, though, was roleplay idea. Inert DNA is the true nature of space's void as omnipresent cosmic dust until plasmic storms binds it into complex DNA strands to form worlds.
I'm too low IQ for that.
We are definitely on the low
We're
end of the bell
definitely
curve
too
here.
stupid.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for these generous super chats.
Oh, yeah. Did we miss one? Oh, off to bed, yeah.
Daggerheart looks like a decent generic fantasy game hidden behind a cultural sensitivity seminar. It's not. It's not a good game,
not a good
guys.
game.
Yeah. All right.
It is a game, though. It is a complete game.
No one ever talks about the skirmish game WotC is making now. Rules seem fine, and from what I can tell, devoid of mind virus garbage.
I didn't even know they were making
one. Yeah. Maybe it's because no one's talking about it. DH, Dark Heresy? There's only one DH game. Yeah, exactly. Starting to think Critical Role isn't what everything should be judged against. It definitely isn't.
Yeah.
There's a better version of Candela Obscura from France. It's called Wretched Epoch. Yeah, we've talked about it. Wretched Epoch is great. It's actually featured in our second Candela Obscura video that we did about the setting. Politics is about power and winning for you and yours. Everything else is ornate, as an ornament. I saw someone say just run Cult in the industrial age or early 20s. Was kind of a joke, but made me want to try it.
You can definitely do that with Cult.
Deep
Easily.
human truths are not ideological. They are mythic. Yeah. Definitely not Turtles All the Way Down. That would just be incoherent and you would fall into the trilemma. Ideology is derived from applying a method to certain axioms. See Lonergan's method. Yeah. I just finished the trailer for Mafia Blitz, and if you want me to show you, I don't mind DMing you. Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Would love to see it. I haven't read the Acts 2 Judges Journal yet, but I have been reading Cairn 2E Warden Guide, and it's solid.
I haven't read it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Always ask for commission rates, man. A good cover can make or break your book. Yes.
Yeah.
The cultural battleground demanding our rallied howls, which will truly determine the fate of our souls, is auto-tune. If we fail to defeat that, we stand to lose everything. Potentially. So do you think the culture war is over? What do we... We've been talking about it with the chat, but let's stop looking at the chat for a bit.
The short answer is no. The more complicated answer is... Because I think there are a lot of people out there who have an incorrect appraisal of what the culture war is. And if you think the culture war, and I alluded to this earlier, if you think the culture war is how things were online and in the culture from, 2014 to... the early 2020s, that is not. That's not what it's going to look like. In that sense, the culture war is over. In that, the stakes will be less immediately dire, and the energy will not be that intense, in my view. But the culture war will not truly be over until there is a new unifying vision, a new unifying myth, a new unifying story, a new unifying spirit. Because the left understands that they're clinging to a dead idea, which is why they have not been able to pivot and why they're flailing right now, and why they can't put the woke away. Enough of them understand that that is dead, and they're rightfully freaking out about that. The right has not offered up an alternative. I also think left and right will become less relevant as time goes on, because whatever the conflict is in the future, the political conflict, it's going to come from within what we call the right now.
Yeah. And I want you to expand on a little bit of this in just a minute. I will say, though, like, left and right are not super useful distinctions.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, you're right.
This is not like trying to be a smarty pants. Well, don't you know that the left and the right are two wings of the same bird? It's not that. That's not what I'm saying. It's that broadly, yes, I could tell you who is a right winger, who is a left winger by the kind of cultural understanding. But once you start talking about, like, within the right, who thinks who's more right wing, the definitions of what qualifies something as right wing are so radically different.
Which is, it's going to be
that it's like basically not important.
Right.
I do think that Malice's litmus test for whether or not you're right or left wing is still 100% accurate. It's I'm going to ask you a question, and you can just tell me the answer.
I will answer truthfully.
Yeah.
I will answer truthfully.
Do you think that some people are better than other people?
Yes.
Okay. You're a right winger.
Yep.
Because someone who answers yes is a right winger, and someone who is on the left is going to give a speech.
Answer. Yeah. Would not say no.
They would give a speech. Yeah.
Let me.
Well, it doesn't really. What do you mean?
Let me clarify.
Let me clarify that. Yeah. No. That's a good left-right distinction. But I want you to, because you were telling me, we were talking about this before we got started, and you were talking about this. There's no, until there's another kind of unifying idea. Put this in terms of the Roman Empire for us. Yeah. If you could,
something we can all us guys here in the chat, can understand. So, I think we are living in a time which is analogous to, in some sense, the period between the assassination of Julius Caesar and the rise of Augustus. And that took, if I remember correctly, about 43 years. We are... The halcyon days of the Roman Republic are over. We are not ever, regardless of who wins, no one is going back to sleep. We're not getting the return with a V.
Yeah.
We're not rolling back the clock.
Yeah.
That period is...
the past is in the past, and there's...
The past is in the past, and that's just the way that it is. And we do live in the age of the total state and the... what's the word? The pervasiveness of politics. Whether we want it to or not, this is sort of the water that we are swimming in. Again, with the conditions we already mentioned about it is a bad faith argument if someone tells you everything is political.
Yeah.
That is still true, but we're still in this pool, unfortunately. And It's just like I just said. Everybody knows what the vibe shift is. We've used that term. It's a pretty common parlance term at this point. The vibe shift does not mean that the age has turned yet. Everybody is still waiting with bated breath.
More worried about Mesoamerican characteristics that can be born from both the right or the left over normalization of gut power over each yes.
More worried about Maoism of American characteristics that can be born from both the right or the left over normalization of government power and overreach.
I don't think Maoism is this is what's being repudiated is liberalism, is managerialism, is democracy. And I think in Rome there were unending civil wars, societal strife, cultural despair, religious abandonment, almost constantly until Augustus relitigated the legislature and offered a new vision.
I am the Senate.
That's exactly what happened. And he fired lightning from his hands, which is how we got Sol Invictus.
Right.
Until that happens, until there is a new story, and it will seem, in retrospect, it will be obvious to your point
that everything was moving in this direction.
But as it's happening, it will seem to come rapidly and from nowhere.
Yeah.
We're all still waiting for that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be. But the culture war will go on. The violence and the animosity will continue. Nobody will be convinced. Everyone will...
We're never going back to the time when... Can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
No,
the dialectic is over.
Yeah.
And thank God for that. But that's just what it's going to be like. And the other side is going to still... They're going to maintain until the bitter end controls over the quote-unquote mainstream institutions. Mm-hmm. Those institutions are already and will continue to be less relevant with every day that goes by. And so they will say until the end that they are the stewards and sovereigns of the mainstream. And from a certain standpoint, they're right. But it'll be a shrinking ghetto of cultural relevance.
Right.
Outside of that, it's going to be undetermined still. Nobody has formulated or presented a vision yet. But this is also the point that we were making earlier. If you have passion for something, creatively or otherwise, it's wide open horizons. It's virgin soil in many respects for building what comes next. And so take a shot and dig deep and try and do that. And this is definitely what we are doing and are going to be doing and are going to be talking about more soon, a lot about in the future.
Jewish Skeptic says, also point out how Augustus beat Mark Antony, reversed egalitarian laws, mercantilism, and returned to patriarchy, veneration of ancestors, and revival of religiosity in the empire.
Yes, he was able, despite all of the malaise, to reorder things under classical values and classical religious mores. And it lasted a good long while.
Which led to an explosion in the Roman army size.
Yeah.
But let's see. Someone says, fuck politics. Have you guys been exposed to Mutant Epoch? No.
No, I played Mutant Year Zero, but Mutant Epoch I think is something different.
But yeah, we are going to talk more broadly about cultural issues, not culture war issues and not
And
politics.
we're definitely not doing culture war commentary.
Yeah. But we are going to talk more broadly about culture stuff outside of role-playing games. It will be related to role-playing games as well, though, because role-playing games are a product of culture.
And it's our primary creative interest.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just like if we were filmmakers, let's say, or if you and I
Right.
were painters.
Right.
If you're really passionate about painting or filmmaking, you are also passionate about these broader and more fundamental ideas about art, creativity, and consciousness through film or through painting, or in our case, through primarily role-playing games.
Exactly. And we will be quite a while back at this point, because we got diverted by more work that we're doing. We will be putting more time though into what we had announced, the American Might Index, and
Yes. This is going
things related to the market and a whole bunch of other stuff. We've got a very good video game video coming out for those of you
Yes.
who like the God of War video.
Yeah.
Similar tone, different game, but it's a very interesting idea. I think you guys are going to enjoy it quite a bit. The script is like 99% done.
Yes.
So that'll probably be out next week at some point.
Yeah, very likely.
Yeah, but I do think it's almost 10 o'clock, so we should probably get that wheel set up.
That is a good idea. It's going to be quicker and easier this time because
Yeah.
of the new features that apparently have been implemented in the 2 weeks since we've done this. It is not about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, although I do want to play that.
But it is about
But
a
I need to
game
play the first one.
with the
You've
number
beaten
2
it
in it.
already.
Yeah.
That is true.
I've actually not beaten the first one. I got pretty far, though. Let me see here. Okay, so I'll need to make this go to the
Right.
right. All right, guys, we're going to get this set up for the super chat thing.
All right.
So much easier. Okay.
There we go. Oh, man.
Oh, wait, Crublord, I think, said not to put him in there.
Did he say that?
Did he say that? Maybe not. I thought someone did.
We'll put him in, and then
we'll put him in,
we
yeah.
can, if we see something later, we can take him out.
Yeah. Nope, that's a foreign currency. Canadian, pounds, Russian, Canadian. There's one.
Hey.
Nightmare Maniac. Off-grid
No.
gamer. Nope, that's Canadian.
We have an international audience,
Yeah.
truly, today.
Kyle.
What was the one right
Poor
above?
orc.
No.
Poor orc child. Excuse me, guys. I am still sick, unfortunately. Ian Sharp.
Blind Marksman?
Blind Marksman. Dark Knight. Good Gaming.
What a great name.
Yeah. Ear Trumpet. W.R. Winter. Sly Blue Demon. Who has very good taste in games.
Indeed.
Afro Fry Cook. Zen Gunman. That's another good name. I think that's it. Do you want to throw the $2 people in as
Yeah.
well? Okay, why not? We're feeling generous. Some of these are multiple $2 super chats as well, so they add up to about the right amount. Cool.
I think let's just take it down to the bottom one last time. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Cool.
right. Come up to the wheel here. Come
Share
over
the screen.
here. Yeah, let me go to screen share. We want Wheel of Names. Once again, it is retarded and small. But if I change the size of the window, does that change what it displays?
No.
It made it worse. All right. Fuck OBS. What a piece of shit. You ready to spin the wheel, gentlemen?
Can we resize? Well, no, we can't resize it. That's the whole.
That's the whole
thing,
problem.
right?
Yeah, well, we can, but it's fucking stupid. We're just going to spin it. All right, here it goes.
Oh, man.
Nightmare
Nightmare
Maniac. You're going to be the proud owner of BX RPG, an old school game that's got everything you need.
Yeah, man. This
Bill
is
Barsh.
Pacesetter Games
Yeah.
BX presentation with multitudes of adventures here in this box.
Yeah. All right. Let me come back here. Main broadcast. There we go. Cool. So email me at matt@blacklodgegames.com or find me on Discord or Guilded or whatever. We'll get your name and address and we'll send that out. And the
Hell yeah.
winners
Congrats,
of the Hell
dude.
March copies from 2 weeks ago, you will also be getting yours sent out as well. I do apologize about that, but as you can hear, I've been a little under the weather. All right, let's see here.
The obligatory rigged.
Rigged. I didn't win. That's true.
I saw
Right
someone
here.
commented about Death Stranding. It is not about Death Stranding.
No.
What a dog shit game.
Fucking retarded looking game.
What a stupid idea.
I hate Kojima.
Yeah.
I hate him. Yep, we got that comment already. Activist judges risk the whole system. If a judicial coup happens, then the only response is to ignore the judiciary. Then there is a schism.
We'll find out.
Yeah, they may force that. Can we get a video where Ginger Fraser paints his head white with a red circle like God of War? No. Is that mine? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's also not Bloodlines 2.
It's not
primarily
Bloodlines
because
2.
Bloodlines 2 is
It's
not
not
yet.
out. Yeah.
Still might never come out. We'll
Yeah.
see.
No, it's we can just tell them what it is, what game.
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
and we've mentioned
We've
this
mentioned it,
before. Yeah.
It's a Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, specifically as regarding the elusive man as
Yeah.
a character and how it truly is an amazing and accurate heroic story.
Yeah. And,
Unironically.
and how the elusive man is the hero and
Yes.
the heroic figure.
Yes.
In tandem with
With
Shepard.
Shepard, of course.
Yeah,
but
with Shepard. But that the rug pull for trying to make him into a villain and all this stuff is very stupid and makes literally no sense.
Yeah.
And not in a CinemaSins plot hole way.
Yeah.
in a
yeah. It's a
fundamentally
more deeper betrayal of
Yeah.
the character.
But it's going to be very good. We played through the entire game of Mass Effect 2. I had glowing red eyes by the end of it, and it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Elusive Man experienced massive
100%.
character assassination in Mass Effect 3 and in between comic. Yeah.
They had to do to him what they did to the Joker.
Which was to rape him.
Yep.
Because you liked him for the wrong reasons. And the wrong reasons were that they actually made a cool character with correct
Who
values.
was awesome.
Yeah, who
with
was
correct
awesome.
heroic values.
The annoying thing is one side can weaponize the judiciary, complain about the other side not complying with the judiciary, and then use that as an excuse to not follow the judiciary themselves.
Well, as we have all learned recently, you can just do things.
You can just do things. Yeah. I just wish Mass Effect 2 had been the first entry in the series. Great game, but super didn't follow from the first.
Didn't follow from the first. I mean, I don't know. I think it's fine as the second entry.
I stopped playing the first one when I got to the Mako. Fuck
Yeah,
that
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Mass Effect 2 was great, but dropped a lot of the plot lines of 1, leaving 3 to pick up the pieces.
Which they failed to do.
Yeah. Looking forward to that video. Your takes on Mass Effect have been refreshing. You're gonna like it.
It's going to be good.
Yeah. Human supremacist bad. Diversity is our strength. As the Asari horde Protean tech, which is why they are advanced. Krogans and Turians based are warmongers, and Solarians are turbo nerds. Yeah. We talk a little bit about this, but this whole idea, we were trying to think, okay, if the elusive man is the bad guy, who's the good guy?
Yeah.
There's no alternative.
Yeah.
In that world as they present it.
Which again is unexpectedly true.
Yeah. and the whole thing about them being human supremacists and all this shit is it's like it is one of the fucking aliens on your ship was actively involved in like 1,000-year genocidal DNA manipulation of another species. Mm-hmm. To think that like there's no way in which humans need to be looking out for themselves.
We only did it
as
that
a
one time to
species.
those guys.
Yeah, to those guys.
But we had to for the right reason. We
Yeah.
promised we would never do it to you.
Never do it to you. It's so crazy. I am amazing and accurate. Correct.
So true.
The Quarians can stay because Tali is hot. My sin.
Oof.
Yikes, man. Is it going to be another video like the God of War video? Yes.
Yeah, similar.
A little bit longer.
A little bit longer.
I loved the God of War video. Yeah, we're going to do more video game stuff. Mm-hmm. Chubby and Spencer talking about nuclear war again. My delivery rocket is fueling on the pad, ready to end it all. A scenario your wife must negotiate often. Got him. I romanced Miranda every dang time. I regret nothing. Of
Nor
course.
should you.
Yeah, that was the correct choice, man. What do you do? Romance Jack? I also...
or almost as bad an alien.
Nick was telling me, he's like, no, I was like, there's one character I haven't gotten yet. He's like, it's a Geth, and it's in this mission, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. So we do the mission, we recover the Geth, and like I'm making choices, and like I'm, yeah, okay, do this. And then I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, I still didn't get the Geth. What? He's like, you put him in a box and mailed him to the elusive man. I was like, oh, yeah. Which was the correct choice.
Yeah.
But I didn't get him, though. It's like choices like, hey, I want to talk to him first. I'm like, no, we should definitely give him to the elusive man.
Oh, man.
Miranda is the human romance option who won't quote poetry to you. Correct. Miranda is a really good character. This is
Yeah.
This whole thing of them being like, Miranda, they made her, she was so sexualized. It's like the character was made to be genetically more attractive.
Yeah.
Like it
Smarter,
makes it,
faster.
Yeah, smarter, faster. And the thing is, they could have written that character as like some horrible girl boss.
Yeah.
And she's not. She's just hyper competent and functioning in the one organization where you can absolutely rise to your level of merit.
Yeah.
And she goes straight to the fucking top because she's great. And it's like, oh, they made her hot. Like, yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Another true and accurate thing.
Yeah. Well, she's operating under the correct hierarchy.
Yeah.
The elusive man was the only one who could fix her, and he did.
And he did, yeah. he's the only man who could rightfully be her superior officer.
Yeah.
Like, and have it make sense, and where she doesn't have to be a vindictive bitch.
Right.
Yeah. It's a correct hierarchy. Mm-hmm. I romance Jax for the laugh, for the lulz. It's just a joke,
It's just
bro.
a joke,
It's
dude.
a prank. Yeah, of course, man. She's hot with hair in 3.
She's not. She's definitely not. That is an incorrect statement. And the quote unquote good ending, of course, millennial writers detected. The lunatic psycho bitch becomes a teacher in the third game. And the government lets her work with children.
Right. Yeah, Cerberus were a caricature. Their writing, actions, and even their aesthetics. They were all the misguided human firsters ended up siding with the evil assimilating robots in their ignorance. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. They made the elusive man too cool and too right. And
Yeah.
we'll be talking about this in the video, but it's like when he brings back Shepard, doesn't put a bomb in his head.
Yep.
He doesn't have a mind control
He
device.
literally saves his soul.
Yeah, he doesn't shock his balls if he does something the elusive man doesn't like. He gives him his full agency and trusts him. And that is fucking awesome and that's heroic. And this part in the midway of the game where the elusive man sends you into a trap.
Yeah. The writers have to tap you on the
They
shoulder.
have to be like, hey, just hey, you should probably think about this. This guy might not be trustworthy.
Yeah, by the way.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so he made a decision that made literally no sense. Mm-hmm. It's fucking stupid. And then at the
it's
end,
100% the opposite of his interests.
And at the end, when he, spoiler warning, tells you, you know what, don't blow up the Reaper ship. Just give it a big radiation blast. That way it'll kill all the bugs inside, but then we can study the technology and use it. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do that. And then afterwards, Shepard is still mad at him for some reason.
Yeah, he's acting like Jack at the end of
Yeah.
it. It's, huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
Like, all right, man, but you better watch out. You better remember who's in charge.
Yeah.
It's me.
It's me. It's like, fuck
What
you.
the fuck was
Like,
that
of
about?
course
That's not what I said.
Yeah, that's not what I said. And it was the correct choice. And here's why we know it was the correct choice. Even in lore, here is another plot hole. If you get the ship upgrade with the new fancy cannon that allows you to blow up the
collector ship.
collector ship, that's technology that was scavenged from the fucking bug in the first game.
And Morden was able to reverse engineer the collector bugs
Right.
to protect, it's like it's whenever it's convenient for the writers, it's forbidden knowledge that you shouldn't get too close to until we need it to progress the story.
And to make him bad.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
It's dumb as hell.
It's like the writers don't understand how laughably bad all of the other races are. Yes.
Yeah.
And the elusive man was just a once-in-a-generation guy with insane competency, resources, and a plan to help humanity. Yeah.
Yeah. Once in a generation,
Yeah.
probably once in many generational hero.
And the state of the galaxy is shown
Abysmal.
to you. Yeah, it's abysmal, and it's shown to you through the companion characters that you have, who are all fucked up nightmares.
Yeah, they're all miserable.
Broken, miserable people, with the exception of Miranda and Jacob,
Right.
who are working for Cerberus for the right reasons.
Yeah, and it's
Because they're like
finding a place
yeah.
in Cerberus actually gave them meaning in a
Right.
galactic bureau state
Right.
that provides no meaning and
Yeah.
hates meaning.
BLG boys didn't read my comment. Don't romance any of them. Well, it's a video game, dude. What do you expect me to not romance the hot chick? I missed it. Yeah, I don't see where you're coming. Romance none of them. None of them talk about marrying you or giving you babies. Well, Miranda can't have babies. That's in a shadow broker. You can read all their emails.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I only read Miranda's. BLG effect, the space RPG. Elusive man equals Elon. A little bit.
He's way more base than Elon is.
Yeah. They didn't read mine about Jack crying after sex either. Rex is the best / only argument against pure human supremacy. Rex is fine.
I don't.
Yeah.
I like Rex. I don't see how he's an argument against.
Yeah.
I guess because we like him. You know.
Anyhow, cool. I think we're gonna
this
call
was
it for the night. This was fun. We'll see you guys next week. And remember, we've only got a couple days left on BloodMoor. We're like 6 days, I think, away from the end. So we got stretch goals lined up. We are close to hitting the first one, and there's more in the tank if this thing continues taking off. If you want some hilarious and fun, scary, surreal horror for Shadow Dark and other RPGs, go back BloodMoor on Kickstarter right now. The link is in the description of this video to go get it. Anyway, oh wait, Someone's asking about cults. This is why I can't wait for your setting book. The implications from cults of Zahak that the other things running around the world are not to be trusted as far as you can throw them. Absolute gold.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
We'll have more to say about that.
Yeah, Jack was a
in time.
self-insert. Yeah. Anyway, all right, we're gonna say goodnight, guys. But you are 100% right, Jewish skeptic.
Take
All
it
right,
easy, boys.
Take it easy, boys.